King Richard I came to the throne in 1189 and very soon left his throne empty when he set off on the Third Crusade. His wicked brother, Prince John, became ruler of the country in his absence. John was a cruel and merciless man who took from the poor to make money for himself. The poor peasants of Nottingham had a friend in a young man called Robin Hood, who took from the rich and gave to the poor. His identity was unknown until he was betrayed by his steward, Warman, who told Prince John that the noble Robert, Earl of Huntingdon, was none other than Robin Hood. Prince John then ordered Sir Guy of Gisborne to arrest Robin Hood and seize his holdings at Locksley Hall. On this day, we join Robert Fitzooth on his wedding to Maid Marian, though it may not be the joyous occasion the two lovers had hoped for.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here this day to celebrate the love of Earl Robert Fitzooth and Maid Marian. In the years that they have been together, we have seen their love grow, and today they come together to join their lives as husband and wife.
Stop everything! There will be no wedding today, for I have in my hand a royal edict declaring this man an outlaw. Be it known to all, in the name of Prince John, Regent of England, that Robert Fitzooth, known as Robert, Earl of Huntingdon, known also as Robin Hood, for as much as he has aided the king's enemies, broken the king's laws, and is a traitor to the king and those set by him in authority. That same man, Robert Fitzooth, is hereby declared outlaw, his lands and goods forfeited, his name proscribed and banished, in the name of Richard our king and of the regent Prince John.
Stay calm, my dear guest. Let your minds help each other. I will judge this direction. Why then, here and now, Robert Fitzooth, Earl of Huntingdon, ceases to be what you and the sheriff call me Robert. So you and Prince John himself shall live in peace after me. And not only you, but all those like you, shall go in terror as long as Robin Hood reigns in Sherwood Forest, in Sherwood, and wherever else wrongs need to be righted, until King Richard comes home from the crusade, and there is justice once more in spare than the Lady Marian, did you give your love to the Earl of Huntingdon or the plain Robin Hood?
I give my love neither to the Earl nor to his earldom, but to the man whom I love, and whose wife alone I shall be.
Aww.
So Robert Fitzooth of Huntingdon became Robin Hood of Sherwood Forest. Many joined his band of outlaws. When Robin was settled in his new home in Sherwood Forest, he began to go looking for adventure. One of these wanderings abroad resulted in Robin finding one of his most loyal and trusted followers, who became his best friend.
Hi-ho, here the walks man, methinks. Yea, yonder bridge is too narrow for the twain of us two to cross. Lest he arrive there first, I will put wind in my step and claim the bridge as my own.
Alackaday, I see your tricks. Out of my way, little boy, unless you want a dunking in the stream.
Fie upon it, you may be tall in truth, but you are no match for my speed and cat-like reflexes. Get back off this bridge until I've crossed over. If you refuse, I assure you will be the one getting dunked.
By the rood, I'll break your face in first, and then I'll throw you into the water afterward.
You talk like a plain donkey. If I were to bend my bow, I could send an arrow through your proud heart before you could touch me with your staff.
If I talk like a donkey, you talk like a coward. You stand there well armed with a good longbow, while I have but a staff and am well out of your reach.
I scorn the name coward. I will lay aside my weapons and challenge you with a quarterstaff like yours. Stay there until I cut one in the thicket.
Here I stand, 1 foot on the bridge, until you are ready for your cold bath in the stream.
Lo, what a strong staff I have, the very thing for knocking insolent rogues into the water. Let's fight here on the bridge, so that if one of us goes into the water, there will be no doubt who has won, and the victor may go on his way without getting wet.
By all means. I'd rather not hurt you, but I will. fellow, where are you?
Here I am, just putting my shoulder back in the socket. I must confess, I am well beaten. You are a fine fellow and a good fighter. Let peace now take its turn and govern our discourses. The bridge is yours, and I will seldom invite your wrath upon my flesh again. Where were you walking?
To tell the truth, I was in search of a man they call Robin Hood.
Good master, what happened to you? This fine fellow has tossed me into yonder stream with his fine staff.
Say good night, tall fellow. No man insults Robin Hood and lives to tell about it.
Robin Hood?
Come now, my friend. Do not be afraid of my merrymen. These men protect me and do my bidding. You two can join them if you will shake my hand and swear loyalty to Robin Hood.
Here's my hand, honest Robin. No, here's my hand, and my heart goes with it, honest Robin, and I promise to serve you faithfully.
Why then, listen, men. This little baby came to us as John Little, but seeing that he is so small, so puny a babe, we'll turn his name around and call him Little John. Now and forever, long live Little John!
Long live Little John!
Next to join Robin's faithful group in Greenwood was Friar Tuck. Before meeting Robin Hood, Friar Tuck was living in a hermit cell down by a river. He ferried people across the river on his boat for a small fee. Robin Hood has just come upon Friar Tuck sitting down by the river.
Now then, my fine fellow, come ferry me over the river.
All in good time, my son, all in good time. He could have swum across the river himself if he weren't so lazy. But I am a righteous man, and I have vowed to serve others. Now then, let me see how much money you have.
Surely, good friar, you would not rob me.
No, I only ask for money for the poor.
No man should be forced to give to the poor unless he wants to.
But my job as a priest is to encourage you to give to the poor, and I will do this however I have to.
Okay, then come search me. For that you shall have her once more on your back and don't expect to get any money for it. If you even ask, all you'll get is a broken head.
A fair bargain.
Splash! What say you in collegers? Would you shake my hand? I have never met a holy man who has as skilled at the quarterstaff as you are. Let us make peace and rest a while in your home, where you will surely be able to feed the poor wanderers such as me.
Here we are in my simple dwelling. I am sorry to say I have not much to eat here, only a few peas and some water, which you are welcome to both. Generally, I have the peas first and then the water, though sometimes I put the peas in the water.
It seems, holy brother, that a few peas and a jug of water have fattened you up quite well. It is a miracle that a man who lives on a handful of peas is so round and so strong a fighter as you are. Perhaps you can find something a little richer to feast upon. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. I do have a penny. I wonder if a whole penny might change your mind.
And that is as good as a wink to a blind horse. You have judged right well. For the visitor willing to add shine to the table, your plate will be shoveled high. If your penny bites silver, your plate will be shoveled high. Tell me, decent forester, what is your name?
Tell me yours first.
I am only a simple priest, and my name is Friar Tuck.
I go by several names, but you may call me Robin Hood.
The Robin Hood? The fastest bow show south of the Humber?
The very same.
I have heard that you live well in the forest. You need a priest there, and I am the priest you need.
So Friar Tuck joined Robin Hood in Sherwood Forest and became one of the merriest of all men present there. It is even said that his contagious happiness sparked an outbreak of merriment in a village south of Sherwood.
Meanwhile, as Robin's group of merry people continued to grow, Marian was determined to join them in Sherwood. So long as she remained in her father's castle, she was under his power, which meant he could decide whom she would marry. Sir Guy was aware of this and wanted Marian for his own, so he decides to visit the castle and influence her father through flattery.
What Mary needs is a husband. Yes, a husband will be the best solution for her silly ideas of joining Robin Hood in Sherwood Forest. I could be just that husband.
I will have no man of your choosing, Father, unless he's my choice also. And my choice is and will always be brave Robin Hood.
Where are you going?
I'm leaving. Don't leave the torch lit for me. I'll be in Sherwood.
You will do no such thing.
Watch me.
I will have up the drawbridge. Rick, raise the bridge.
Aye, sir, right away.
Then I'll swim the boat. Mabel, bring me my swimsuit.
Yes, ma'am.
Then I will secure the gates. Jasper, go lock the gates.
Then I'll leap from the castle wall. Sheldon, Ellen, bring me several pills and a first aid kit.
Yes, ma'am.
I will lock you in your room. Sal, bring me a padlock.
One padlock right away, sir.
Then I'll shred the curtains and escape through the window. Delilah, bring me my sewing kit.
Yes, my lady.
I will lock you in your room where you will only see light through the keyhole. Sean, throw some fresh hay in the tower dungeon. Marian just made reservations for one.
Yes, sir.
Then I'll find some other way of escape. Father, if you let me go freely, I'll return to you. But if you lock me up, I'll never come back.
I can see you won't be swerved from your aim. You're quite a puzzle to me, dear daughter, but my blessing is upon you.
So Marian left her father's castle to live in the forest with Robin Hood. Yet Sir Guy did not desist his plans to marry her. Meanwhile, hearing that Prince John was at Nottingham, Robin Hood walked near the edge of Sherwood disguised as a forest ranger and hoped to meet some traveler and learn of Prince John's intentions. As he strolled along the road, he met a young man dressed in forest attire who wore a sword at his side.
How now, good fellow? What news is there in the good city of Nottingham?
I go about my own business and the news that Prince John has come to put down the outlaws in the forest.
About time, too. And what are you, my fine fellow, with that sword?
I mind my own business, but I will tell other wanderers in Sherwood likewise.
My business is with the like such as you. Tell me your name, or my sword will course it from you.
Two can play at that game.
Hold your hand, good fellow. You fight too well to be wasted like this. Come throw in your lot with Robin Hood and be one of his merrymen.
Are you Robin Hood?
Robin Hood I am, and no other.
Oh, Robin, do you not know me?
Marian? And I wounded you, yet knew you not. Come with me to our secret glen, so my merrymen can welcome their queen, Maid Marian of Sherwood Forest.
So Marian moved to Sherwood Forest. Sir Guy was jealous and wanted to capture Robin Hood. By doing so, he would win favor with Prince John and eliminate his rival for Marian's hand in marriage. But it would be some time before Prince John would show his face again. However, we soon meet another villain, the shape-shifting Mother Maudlin, who disguises herself as Maid Marian.
Oh, fair Marian, how are you?
I'm blessed beyond measure in your presence.
Your happiness is my fulfillment, but tell me, how have you passed this glorious day?
Never has a hunting trip seen such a success as this day. One shot brought him down. A long shot and my arrow landed in his heart.
Surely tonight's feast will be memorable, thanks to our archery skills.
I would think so. But Robin, a shadow fell upon us as we were hunting. A raven sat in a tree above our heads and croaked sadly. The shepherd Carolyn swore that was no ordinary raven, but Mother Maudlin, the witch of Papawick, who is said to be a shapeshifter. Carolyn later saw Maudlin and said she cursed him, promising terrible things would happen to anyone who ate the deer at Robin Hood's feast.
Is it Papawick or Papawick?
I say Papawick.
Little John says Papawick.
How does the witch say it?
I've never talked to her.
So Marion went with her friends to wash her hands in a stream. But when she came back, she looked rather strange, staring at people with vacant eyes and a furrowed brow, and everything she said was followed by a wicked cackle.
Marion, you don't look so well. What happened to you down by the creek?
I feel fine. I feel like 10 pennies, and I think you should watch your tone with me.
All right, let us call our friends to the feast.
Friends, shall not feast on that deer. It's too good for such rough country folk. A starved sheep carcass should be enough for them. Scarlet, bring the deer to Mother Maudlin. She is such a wise woman.
Marion, what are you saying?
I shot the deer and I'll give it to whoever I want. Robin, you have become irksome and I tire of your presence. I think we should take some space so I can make my potions and think of new curses.
So you can go do what?
So I can go have my devotions and read new verses.
Marion is acting crazy. I think I better go speak to her.
Hello, my love. Forgive me for being away from you for so long.
And now you dare to call me your love after you declared our friends not fit to eat the deer you shot, and after you sent the deer to Mother Maudlin?
What are you talking about? I didn't know such thing. Either you are joking or you have been deceived.
What is happening? Could it be? Maybe, but it couldn't.
What is it?
Hi, kind Marion. Sent me a deer, Marion did. A whole deer for poor old Maudlin. The fattest deer that I ever saw. Oh, such happiness for a poor old woman. I shall go crazy with joy.
Surely, good mother, there's been some mistake. If I did give such an order, then some madness must have come upon me.
Do you dare take back the gift that you have given me?
No, Maudlin, I didn't give you the deer. It belongs to our friends and to shepherds and shepherdesses.
You and your feast are cursed. Cursed, I say, cursed. The spit stand still and no joints turn. Before the fire, but let it burn. Both sides and haunches till the whole converted me into one coal. The stinking dropsy enter in. Your filthy cook and swell his skin. The pain we call the gout begin to prick and itch from toe to shin, and cramp the cook in every limb. Before you died, I'll disown him.
Here's a mess. Poor Reynolds, the cook, has gotten sick all of a sudden. He's filled with aches and pains. He cannot stand, cannot move, and worst of all, he cannot cook.
I believe she is indeed a witch and can change herself into any shape. I hope Marion would forgive me. You, good friar, go and cook our dinner. It would be a pity to spoil it.
By the mass, that would be the greatest pity of all. Let us hurry to save our dinner.
Now I'm off to get that witch. Come on, men.
So Robin and his merrymen went to Maudlin's hovel, but when they got there, wasn't Maudlin who met them at the door.
Marion, you run faster than I do, and yet...
Leave Maudlin in peace, Robin. They say she is a witch, but that is false. It's just, she's much wiser than other women. I beg you, if you truly love me, then don't chase Maudlin any further, for she is my dear friend.
Marion, come closer so I can get a good look at you. And what's that belt you're wearing around your waist? I've never seen it before. Mother Maudlin, so you wore this charmed belt to make yourself look like Marion? It all comes clear now. There is no place for you here in Sherwood Forest or in Paperwood. You have 5 seconds to disappear. If you ever cross my path again, I'll shoot you.
So Madeline was banished from Sherwood Forest, and Robin and his merrymen and the shepherds and shepherdesses all had a grand feast, prepared and greatly enjoyed by Friar Tuck.
We now return to the legends surrounding Sir Guy's pursuit of Maid Marian. Guy and his soldiers surprised Marian and Robin one night and attacked them without mercy. After fighting with Sir Guy, Marian outmaneuvered Guy and pinned him to the floor with her sword at his neck.
Surrender, and command your men to drop their weapons, or I will slay you here and now.
Mercy, good sir. Put down your swords. Men, we are beaten.
Guy of Gisborne, I have you at my mercy.
Marian, I've always been at your mercy. It is my love for you that has made me try so hard and so often to take you from Robin Hood.
Sir Knight, you have threatened the life of my lord Robin Hood many times, and that is a threat to my life as well, as I could not go on living without Robin. You know I'd rather die than that.
Let me strike off his head. We have been troubled by his false knight all too long. If he lives, our friends will continue to be in danger.
Not so. Sir Guy, you will swear by your knighthood not to seek vengeance on these good friends of ours who have helped us. And you must swear not to pursue me or Robin ever again. If you agree to these terms, you shall live.
And if you break this oath, I'll have no more mercy on you.
I swear to abide these terms by my honor of knighthood and hope of salvation. To Marian, making Sir Guy promise to stop his efforts to kill Robin and then letting him go free seemed like the best plan. The only thing she had not planned on was Sir Guy breaking his promise, and that is precisely what happened. Sir Guy dressed as a forester and walked through Sherwood looking for Robin Hood. He wanted to get close to him and then kill him by surprise.
Good morrow, good fellow. Though I don't recognize you as a local forester, I can tell from your fine bow that you're an archer, and a good one, too.
Yes, an archer from Pendle Forest, but a stranger in this glade. I'm questing for a man named Robin Hood, for I would like to join his band of merry people.
Come with me then, and I will easily guide you to Robin Hood.
Robin Hood, your life is now over.
Sir Guy, you are a coward and a traitor. Will you not meet me fairly man to man and sword to sword? There is no shame in that. I am as nobly born as yourself, and you know it. To shoot an unarmed man is cowardly and shameful.
When Robert of Locksley became Robin Hood of Sherwood, he became an outlaw, and honor does not matter with outlaws. In a little while I shall wind my horn, and the sheriff will know that Robin Hood is dead. By then, all your followers will either be dead or in prison. But if you surrender to me now, I promise you the gallows in Nottingham.
Why then, I choose an arrow in Sherwood, if you can plant it in my heart. This is indeed the last round. But now the combat is even, and may God defend the right. There lies a false and dishonored man, but in his death he may yet do good.
While Robin is busy with Sir Guy, the Sheriff of Nottingham has captured Little John. He is now waiting for the sound of Sir Guy's horn announcing the end of Robin Hood.
So Robin, dressed in Sir Guy's clothes, pretended that he was Sir Guy. By doing this, he was able to approach the sheriff and get very close to him. He kept his hood lowered so that his face was hard to see.
Do-do-do-do. Did you hear that? Listen, that is Guy's horn. That means he has killed Robin Hood. That is the best news I've heard all day. Ah, the man of the hour. Guy, you deserve reward, and I will grant you whatever you ask.
I want no reward, for I've always hated this man whose head I bring you here. His death is reward enough. But if you would like to do me a favor, I ask you this. Let me have the honor of killing this man, Little John, just as I killed his master.
A crazy choice to make when you could have had gold as a reward, but I will grant your wish. There lies Little John. He's yours to kill.
It is I, Robin Hood. If we have to die here, we will at least go out fighting. We will never surrender willingly to this sheriff.
What? Robin Hood? Or is it the devil? Kill him!
Robin Hood and Little John fight bravely, but they are overwhelmed by having to fight so many of the sheriff's men. Suddenly, a knight wearing black armor enters the battle from nowhere, swinging an axe.
What? So many men against only 2? Back, you wolves!
And the Black Knight thundered after the sheriff and his men as they ran for their lives. Who was this Black Knight?
Prince John continues to send his followers after Robin Hood to kill him even after the death of Sir Guy. Finally, he took matters into his own hands and went to Sherwood to capture Marion when he knew Robin Hood was not there.
Ah, so here's the tigress in her den. At last, Marion. After all these years, we meet again, and not to part so quickly as last time. Come, you cannot escape. Robin Hood will not save you. I made sure he was busy before I came for you.
Back, you wild beast. Prince John and no prince, this sword is between us, and I can use it as well as any man to defend myself until Robin comes.
Quickly, catch her, you fools! Do-do-do-do. Curse you for your slowness. If you would have caught her quicker, she could not have blown that horn. Now every moment we delay, we are in danger. Robin Hood will rush to the sound of that horn. Now we got her. Come quickly, my pretty, or have that dog Robin Hood barking at our heels.
At this point, an arrow flies through the air, hitting Prince John between his thumb and forefinger, cutting him to the bone. Had Robin Hood not just run nearly half a mile, the arrow would have destroyed John's hand and he would have had trouble signing the Magna Carta.
Prince John, you must be tired of fighting with women. Turn and fight with me instead.
So Prince John was defeated by the merrymen and taken to a cave just as a religious pilgrim arrives. Does this pilgrim look familiar? Does he favor the Black Knight?
You live well here, friend Robin Hood, on the king's deer.
We do kill the king's deer for our meat, but I do not believe that we break law that is fair. They call me the poor man's friend, for I take from the rich to give to the poor, but I've never taken from anyone who is honest or worthy. Come now, we may be thieves, but we are thieves of honor. You do not dishonor yourself by sharing a meal with us, that is, unless you shrink from eating the king's deer.
Shrink? Why, I feel as if it were my own, and I am as hungry as if I had walked all the way home from Jerusalem.
Then come and drink with us, to King Richard and his speedy return.
You drink to the king's return, even though you are outlaws?
We owe it to the king, for after all, our meal is borrowed from him. But we do not forget that while we live merrily in Sherwood, we owe allegiance to him, and we always raise a toast to our king. Outlaws the king.
The king and his return from the crusade!
When the meal is over and the toasts have been drunk, Robin Hood remembers he has a prisoner.
I'm reminded that we have a prisoner, one who attacks women when no one is around to protect them. Bring him before us, Little John.
Richard, King Richard, my brother, come back to punish me. Untie him. Untie him. Now go, swiftly, and sin no more.
Pardon, my liege.
Stand up again, my friend. I freely pardon you and all who are here. Robin, you have made a name for yourself. I've heard you spoken of throughout England as a friend to the poor. I also know that you and the Lady Marian have agreed not to get married until I, the king, return to give her to you in marriage. Is this true?
It is, my liege.
Then here and now I give her to you.
So Robin Hood and Maid Marian were married there in Sherwood Forest with King Richard to give the bride away. Then they marched into Nottingham in triumph. When they marched into Nottingham, the ploughman left his plough in the field, the blacksmith left his iron on his anvil, and the aged and sick rose from their beds and hobbled to the doors to cheer for King Richard and Robin Hood.
King Richard